All right, guys, it's RacerX. So welcome back. And today I want to take just a few minutes and I want to talk about one of my lesser known mods on my car. If you guys are racers and you're legitimate racers, it is almost a must-have. It helps make my car more consistent, and you really can't even tell it's on the car. So anyway, stay tuned to find out what it is. So as many of you guys may know, my car is a 2016 Charger Hellcat. It's stock motor, stock blower, stock transmission, but it makes like 20 pounds of boost because it runs on E85. It's got a pulley set up. It's got a bunch of goodies. And as any good racer will tell you, one of the main problems with that is that the blower now kicks out a lot of heat. The stock Hellcat really puts out a lot of heat. That's why we've got those vents in the hood. It's all to get the heat out of the motor. And the enemy of horsepower is heat. So what can we do about that? Well, guys have different things that they do to kind of combat the heat issue. Obviously spinning the blower at 20 pounds like I do is going to create even more heat than say like 11 pounds on a stock Hellcat. So you can just imagine what it's like to try and keep those temperatures down. So guys, we're really kind of battling against that. And how do we combat that? Well, some guys will do this. Okay, so one of the things that you will see people do is you'll see them actually put ice boxes. You'll see this on a lot of race cars, but especially boosted cars. You'll see them put ice boxes back here in the trunk. And basically what they're doing there, they're having to fill the thing with ice, having to constantly refill it with ice. It's creating not only additional weight, but you're also creating an additional problem with moisture. Now granted, it does bring your temperatures way down. A lot of extra steps there, and honestly guys, it can be a little bit of a messy proposition to have an ice box back here constantly filling it with ice after every run or whatever it may be. So there is an alternative that I've used on mine that I feel like works way better. Okay, so there is a product from a company called Kincaid, and I will actually put their name here at the bottom so you guys can see that. I also want to go ahead and put a picture of it, and I'll actually put it right up here so that you guys can see what the product looks like. Now looking at my car, you can't see that it's in there. But what it is, it's a killer chiller system. It's about $750. And I do actually recommend that you have a professional install it. You've got to get the refrigerant kind of pulled out of the system and put back in. But the really cool part about it is, guys, it's a closed system, meaning that it's essentially foolproof. So once the system has been recharged, you use all of basically your factory components to actually activate and use the system, and it's very, very easy to use. And what it does is it actually super cools your fluid that runs through your blower, right? Actually through the bottom of the runners there, and it just makes your blower run way more efficiently. It cools it down. It lowers your intake air temperatures and your coolant temperatures, and all you literally have to do is blast your AC. So I'm actually looking forward to kind of showing you guys how this works. The only drawback, and it's not really even a drawback, guys, you lose your heat exchanger. So your heat exchanger, which typically sits down here, has to come out of the car, but you have another one on the opposite side if you have a Hellcat. And guys, that's what your heat exchanger looks like. The system goes in basically right where that does. It super cools the fluid, cycles it through the blower, and it actually brings your air intake temperatures way, way down. I actually want to run the car a little bit. I'm going to run it through some passes. I'm going to try and get the heat up in it, which actually is really not that hard to do. I want to show you what a difference it makes by just blasting the AC, and you can actually watch those air intake temperatures come down.
Guys, the only way that you can even tell that this system is on the vehicle, obviously you can't tell from up here, but you can actually look right in through here. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but it sits right back in here. And that's what actually circulates that nice cool AC coolant, and it helps that fluid cool way down and get that blower nice and cool. It's pretty neat. So here's the goal. First goal is for me to put on my seatbelt. What I want to do is I want to kind of simulate sort of racing conditions as best I can. Obviously, guys, I'm not at the racetrack today. Driving actually through my neighborhood right now. So I've got a little spot I'm going to run to, and I'm going to kind of put the car through its paces a little bit. I want to build the heat up in the car and simulate as best I can kind of what race conditions would be like right after a pass. It won't get quite as hot as it would be running full tilt, wide open throttle, but I can build some heat in the car, and I want to show you what this thing does and how efficient it is, and just how simple it is. Okay. Now, the very first thing I want to show you is actually how to get to the pages to monitor this. So some of you may not be aware how to even track what your intake temperatures are. So I do want to kind of show you how I do this. So obviously we'll go to the SRT pages here, and bear with me, guys, it might take just a second, but I want to show you just kind of how to get to this. And I do want to kind of reiterate here, guys, that it's not only Hellcats, you know, that these killer chillers work great on. I mean, if you've got a supercharged car that runs coolant, this is a fantastic system. So guys, anyway, so once you get to your page here, your SRT pages, you simply go to gauges 2, and that's going to show you what your intake. Now here are the numbers you want to look at. These bottom 2 gauges here. You've got your IC coolant temp. That's the temperature, obviously, of the fluid flowing through your supercharger. And then here, your actual air intake temps. And typically your IC coolant temp is going to be cooler than your air intake temp, but the idea is to try and drive these 2 down. You want this one to be really low, which will in turn drive this one low. Typically, the higher your speed is, you know, the lower this is going to come down. It's more air flowing through. It's going to cool it a little bit, but you know, really these are the 2 numbers you want to focus on. So as I continue to build heat in the motor, these are the numbers we're going to look at here. This thing makes me smile. Oh, what it is about driving this car, it never gets old. So I'm trying to drive the temperature up, both the air intake and the IC coolant temps. I'm trying to drive those up so I can illustrate how cool this killer chiller is. Right now they're at like 138, 140 degrees. So I've managed to get the temperature up just by kind of running around and getting some quick pulls in. And now I'm going to show you what this thing can do. Okay guys, so I've effectively just made a pass, so to speak. I've driven my intake temperatures up to a fairly high number here, as you can see, 154, 152, they're similar across the board. So now all I need to do, literally all I got to do is go to climate, so we'll push that. We'll go ahead and blast this AC. Now I've got it turned on max AC, as you can see right here, max AC. Okay, now all I'm going to do, go back to our SRT pages, and I want to show you the gauges. Watch the temperatures. You can watch it in real time if you like. And mind you, I'm just sitting here. There's no air passing through the car. Watch them climb down. 125, 123. And guys, keep in mind, as soon as you're done making a pass at the track, all you do is literally turn the AC on full blast like I just did, and you can watch these numbers just plummet. And you can see there's no air being circulated really through the front of the car, so that's why you're seeing these numbers stay pretty consistent. But the number to really look at to drive that number down eventually is this number right here. And you can see how much we've come down. We've basically come down 30 degrees in the span of about, well, 1 minute. So, and we can sit here and keep watching it jump down. And actually, if I raise the hood, it actually, it'll go much, much faster, believe it or not. So like when I get back to the pits, if I raise the hood, this thing will jump way, way down. Okay guys, I'm actually gonna pop the hood just real quick. Let's go back in and check. Already at 86 degrees and continuing to fall that fast, guys.
only about 2 minutes have passed since we had it at basically, I don't know, 150 degrees or damn near, and we're at 82 degrees already and falling. Okay guys, we're 4 minutes in, and as you can see, 60 degrees. We've lowered our icy coolant temps to. Our air intake's still 120. We haven't had a lot of air flowing through the front of the car, but that's what's important. Once we get a bunch of airflow, this number will come right back down, which is great. But we're already at 60 after about 4 minutes, and if I let it keep going, it's going to keep going down into probably about the mid-50s, guys. And you can do this over and over again. So in some of my other videos, you may have noticed that I'm actually like sniffling in some of the track footage that you guys see. Well, reason being is that I've got that killer chiller blowing at the end of every single pass, and it's blowing super cold air right in my face. That is why I'm not on drugs. That is exactly why you see me sniffling, is because it's blowing that cold air on me, but it's also cooling down the motor. So I can't tell you how cool this product really is. For 750 bucks, guys, you can order it from HHP. It's a Kincaid product. And you know what? It's not just for Hellcats. If you have a supercharged car that's liquid cooled, I mean, literally, this thing runs the coolant through the system. It basically super cools it using your existing AC unit, completely closed, no-brainer type system, and man, it makes your car way more consistent. It allows it to make power the way that it's supposed to make power. You can almost hot lap the car. I mean, as soon as you get off the track, bang, you turn the AC on right away. You can go right on back around, and it's going to keep your car more consistent. I still recommend kind of letting your car sit for a little while, guys, just to make sure it really gets that cool down. But if you want to, that's part of the secret to why my car is so consistent, guys, is this killer chiller system that was put in when I put my Bravo package in, because it does create so much heat. You saw just running around trying to get the temperatures up how easy I could get them up to almost 150 degrees. And guys, this is a mod that you know, if you race it, you got to do it. You almost have to. I mean, the Demon comes with it from the factory. There's a reason those guys put that on this car. You can get it for your supercharged car, and it will really make a difference in how your car runs, guys. So I just wanted to share a little bit of knowledge with you guys about what's worked for me, part of why my car is so consistent, and man, this product is really great. I mean, it's no mess. I do recommend, obviously, before you pull up to your burnout, obviously turn it off. We don't want AC condensation dripping on the track. But I mean, even in the staging lane, guys, I'll run this. So hey, I mean, I can't wait. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments about this product, or if you have any questions. And hey, until next time, guys, RacerX.